Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gale. Today, I'm going to go over not really a recap of my 600-pound life, but just basically what I thought about it. Now, there was an article about this, and I'm not even going to put that in the link because I'm not even sure what whoever wrote this article if they even looked at the program, because I did not get out of it the same thing they got out of it. Like I said, I'm not sure what they were looking at and what they saw, because I saw in writing this and watching the program, the episode, and watching it again, I saw a manipulative, controlling, self-centered, selfish woman. Now, everyone who follows my podcast, and I've done previous shows, on the show My 600-Pound Life, I've always had empathy for that person, both male and female, that was on the show. I realized mostly that food can be an addiction to many, and a lot of times it stems from past traumas that they had in their life. So I'm not judgmental at all. Although some people come in my comments and they got plenty to say about it, I'm not judgmental at all. But this lady is extra. Her name is Angie-J, or her full name is Angela Marie Durham Johnson. Now, on the previous shows also, I can watch the different people. I can watch them eat. They pile their plates on, and, it's nothing that I would say that irked me about it. They just overeat and ate too much and ate too often. But this lady, Angie J., watching her eat literally sickened me to my stomach. I mean, literally, I wanted to throw up. And like I said, I've watched the previous episodes, and I think it's more so her attitude that was sickening to me, which made me not even have the stomach to watch her, when I could watch a lot of people that actually ate more than her. But I'm here to tell it the way I see it, to tell it the way it is. I'm not going off of the article that I saw, because like I said, I don't even know what they were watching when they wrote that article. Now, her daughter, she had a daughter. I think she had a couple of daughters, and she has, I think she had 4 kids altogether. The first one, she was very, very young, and she put him up for adoption, and she has a daughter that's basically her caregiver. Her daughter's name is Desiree. And I feel that her daughter worked very hard to do what her mom wanted, even while she was pregnant. And I would say to myself, I don't think you should be pulling your mom up being pregnant like that, helping her out of that wheelchair. That was my thoughts, that she did everything she could to meet her mom's need. Now, after watching this episode and preparing this review, it was hard to believe anything that Angie J said. She lied to Dr. Now about almost everything, telling him she only ate one meal a day, that she drank coffee to suppress her attitude, and you could tell the other people expression she was lying about that, but I knew better because they showed it on TV. Her eating first thing in the morning, her breakfast, 3 or 4 biscuits look like gravy, and whatever else that was on her plate. But it's no way she just ate one meal a day. And Dr. Now, he wasn't going for the okie doke. He knew better. He knew that she did not get the size that she was by eating one meal a day. Now, in my opinion, when she brought up the fact that she wanted to go to Houston and Angie's boyfriend wasn't having it, and so she just laid on to Angie, her and the boy, Desiree, her and Desiree. Oh, that doggone dog just barking. Excuse me, guys. There's no room in the house that I can go to with these silly animals next door. Anyway, let me get back to the podcast. Her and her daughter's boyfriend got into it, and then I think she took it out on her daughter. And to me, she actually bullied her daughter into coming to Houston, forcing her, in my opinion, to make a choice between her boyfriend and her. And of course, the daughter is loyal to her mom, and of course, the daughter chose the mom, and she's going to help her. She's going to go to Houston to help her get an appointment with Dr. Now and, help her with her weight. And she wants the best for her mom, so she's going to do it. And so Angie-J threw up in her face that there's got to be drama. Every little thing she says or does, there's drama. And she does everything for everybody, but when she asks someone to do something for her, she made it like she did not have any support in that family, and she couldn't do anything for herself. Not anything. Her daughter had to help her with a shower, cook her meals, so I'm not sure where she's coming from. To me, she's just unappreciative. And that is such a pet peeve of mine. And I'm sure of a lot of people, you do this for them and that for them. And then if you turn them down for something or feel like, well, this, I really can't do this, or I'm having thoughts about this, or what have you, they make you feel guilty, like you've done nothing, when they can't even go to the bathroom by themselves. And to me, that's emotional blackmail. And I know what I'm getting ready to say is going to shock a lot of people. And I know a lot of people, especially if it's your mom or relative you love a lot. And it's obvious her daughter loves her a lot. But after that statement, when she asked for some food, I don't do anything for you, remember? Get up and get it yourself. Or, I don't do anything for you when you want a bath. And if you saw this episode, I know it's a lot of work to get from her bedroom to the bathroom to take a bath. And I noticed that she says, and this spoke volumes to me, people, and don't talk about me because this is the way I see it. When she said, I take a bath, when she told how much a struggle it was to do that and lift, to get the creases and everything, she said, I take a bath almost every day. That spoke volumes. If you have to say you take a bath almost every day, I'm inclined to believe that you skip them baths as often as you can. Now, this is just my opinion, people, but that spoke volumes to me. I'm not believing it. But her daughter Desiree, she did admit that she gets frustrated with her mom and would never turn her back on her mom. You see how loyal she is? She says she never turned on her back. And to me, she's a very good daughter from what I see, from what is shown. To me, Angie-J, she has everybody in the palm of her hand. Now, she met her husband online, and from things that were said in that episode, it looks like her husband has a problem with drugs, and in fact, she mentioned something to that effect. He had problems with drugs, and because of her past, she couldn't put up with that because that that might influence her. And she was sexually abused by a family member, and so I think that affected her throughout the years. And so I think she does a lot of emotional eating, maybe. And you know what? I see that. But if it wasn't for that funky attitude, I wouldn't be so hard on her. Her attitude was just stank. It really was. She just, was, like I said, unappreciative, throughout the whole program. She was unappreciative. Now, when she went to the doctor before, I know Dr. Now suspected something because he made a statement to her, asking her if she was on anything. And so at that point, it didn't lead me to believe that she was, didn't show anything, that I had seen previously that she was on anything. So I was saying, where's Dr. Now? What is he getting at? And she even says, why is he asking me that and this and that? But later on, like towards the end, they took more tests, a toxology test, and the report came out that she was indeed on drugs. I'll say allegedly, but the report says she was, and she admitted that she, that I had some marijuana. And so the doctor now is like, he don't play. He says, no, you know what I'm talking about. It's drugs. It's more than marijuana in your system. So he wants her, I'm kind of skipping around, guys, but he wanted her to go to rehab if she wanted further help from him. And let me just go back to something, and I'll go back to that in a second. Let me just say this. She doesn't appear to be a nice person. She wants everybody to cater to her behind. She questions everybody's loyalty and uses emotional blackmail to get what she wants. I don't feel sorry for her. It was reported that she had a GoFundMe report, and she was asking for so much, and I think she only got one for $175 or what have you. After people see the episode, I doubt if they give any more. I know I wouldn't give her one red copper cent, not one. I don't mismanage my money like that. It would be more useful if I flush now this is me, my opinion. It would be more useful for me to flush my money down the toilet than to send it to her, because she had got an apartment in Houston and she was already in Houston. She said she was going to go back to Ohio, but I don't know whether she did that, but she was already in Houston. So she wanted she set up a GoFundMe account. According to this article, she set up an account and saying that she needed money to get to Houston. So maybe she did go back and she wanted to go back, but see, she's so wishy-washy. Why would anybody be inclined to give her anything? And like I said, after this episode, if she's still in Ohio, which I don't think she is, but she might be, then that's where she's going to be if she's waiting for someone to help her. Somebody named Marilyn? No, not doing it. So 175. I hope that helps her, because she might not get any more. Now let's get back to the rehab. Dr. Now wanted to send her to rehab to, like I said, to wean her off of the drugs. He didn't say which drugs, but he made it clear that it was more than marijuana, like she was saying. And you know what, guys? She was very, very rude to Dr. Now and had a constant attitude. I'm surprised he didn't tell her just to go jump in the lake, but Dr. Now, I believe he has a good heart but he's stern because he knows the consequences of people not following his orders. He has, I have reported where a few people have died, shortly after their operation or, before they got it because the weight had done so much damage that, the organs shut down or, the person had a heart attack or what have you. So I think he just uses tough love. And one other thing, she acted like that she was doing Dr. Now a favor. She was saying at one point of the episode that Dr. Now seemed to like it when people jump through hoops, but she's not letting him get away with that, and he's not Almighty God. That right there kind of told me, you know what? I'm going to watch the rest of it. Well, it was almost the end. Actually, it was the end point. But if it was any more, I think I would have shut it off because that did it for me. Dr. Now likes it, she says, when people jump through hoops. Plus, she was a heavy smoker. Okay, let's not forget that there was drugs in her system, allegedly, through the toxicology report. And when he was in the office, the very next to the last scene, and he was telling her all this about rehab and what have you, and she said, well, can I think about it? He said, 24 hours. And she was crying, I don't know what I'm not doing, because at that point she had gained 5 pounds. I don't know what I'm doing. And she was denying, Oh, I think at one point she did, when he said, you know what I'm talking about, when he said other drugs besides marijuana. And then she started crying, and Dr. Now said, don't give me your tears. So, I mean, Dr. Now don't play, but he still has a good heart because he's helping people. And he had mentioned, I don't know if it was the last season or the season before, that a lot of his colleagues was asking him why he I hear bad English so much on the internet that sometimes I get confused. Why he does what he does, to help the obese and to help people that are morbidly obese, 600 pounds or more, or what have you. And he just feels like it is his calling. And he has helped so many people. So I think he's right about that. I think it is his calling. And to put up with somebody like this woman, like when she gains weight or when the scale says a certain amount and she's only lost like 5 pounds or 9 pounds in 2 months or something like that, she'll say that something's wrong with the scale, that the scale is messed up. So I think her future is very bleak. I don't mean to kind of forecast anything, but Dr. Now spells it for all of us. If people don't lose that weight, they don't have much of a lifespan. And she came in there, I think, weighing like 645. And I think at that last weigh-in, she was 598. And I'm saying, I want to say it was like 8 months of taping. or around there. So, she didn't follow that diet that he gave her, that 1200 calorie diet. She didn't follow it because on one part of the episode, and she was eating and she was on a diet, she was eating onion rings. And I think that was chicken, so I guess she tried to disguise it as a good meal if she had some chicken, and then she had all these onion rings. And so it's obvious she didn't stick to it, because I've seen people on that program that stick to that diet religiously, and they lose the weight, and sometimes even more the doctor now tells them to lose. So I'm going to sum it up, because I'm just about sick of this lady and I'm sick of talking about her. But no, not really. You guys can comment and give what you think about it. And I know some of you guys going to say, I've been saying that these people, this, that. No, it's not everybody. This particular lady just got on my last nerve, whining and blaming other people and not accepting responsibility for her actions and just going and tell the truth. She lied about everything. So let's sum it up. She's eating too much. She's not sticking to the diet. She's a heavy smoker. She admitted to marijuana. The toxicology report says that there was other drugs. And she probably gained more weight now, so she's probably back in the 600. I would make that assumption by her behavior, that she's probably back in the 600s. So I don't predict a lot of things, but I do see a bleak future for her, because she's just unappreciative, in denial, hard-headed. And you know what they say, a hard head makes a what? Soft behind. But anyway, like I said, I don't like to predict, but don't be surprised if I give you an updated report on how she's doing, and it's not going to be good. But let's just hope that something click in that brain and gets her to start doing what she's supposed to do and save her own life. I mean, you can't, and doctor now can only do so much and say so much, but you can't make her do anything. She has to decide she wants to live. And I don't know whether she has a death wish or not, but she's just, or maybe whatever's in her system is making her uncooperative. I don't know. But anyway, I'm done with it for now. So if you have not subscribed, if you have not clicked the notification bell, do both of that. And I'll bring you another article. And everyone have a beautiful weekend. And thanks for listening. Good night.